I always believed in sweat equity, where you put in a lot of work ahead of time, physical work, and in return, you earn the trust or you earn something from the client. And it's always worked out well for me, but sometimes it backfires and there's nothing you can do about it. So here's the little tale of what happened. There was a studio designer, Pilsner Schuster. They're out of Toronto, Canada. And they had done Angel Mountain, the first one, the one that was in a house. So I got to meet them through there. And I always thought, well, it would be different if I could bring in studio designers to, help with putting studios together. That would help me sell equipment and get my foot in the door for some people that were just looking to design the room but didn't know where to source the equipment. So I talked to, it was Martin Pilsner and then Rick Schuster. So I talked to Martin Pilsner and I said, you guys are pretty much unknown, but here's what I'm willing to do for you guys. I am willing to recommend your services to clients of mine, and they'll because of my good reputation, they'll listen to me, and they'll start using your services to design the rooms, and in return, this is what I want. At a certain threshold, the people are going to be calling you directly without me involved. And I'd like you to refer all the pro audio business to me. So I supply the equipment for the studios that you're designing. And they said, well, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So I referred Tom Kiefer to them from Cinderella. I was involved with, Night Shyamalan's deal. So there was a lot of deals that I was running their way. I did the Rough Nation situation. And it got to the point where what I had worked hard to do, get their name in the forefront, was starting to happen. And people were starting to call them, and instead of calling me and hiring them for the design services. And at this point, they were supposed to call me to source all the gear, which that's what we worked out ahead of time, and that seemed like a fair arrangement, and I already put all the work in. Well, the first deal that we did was a Night Shyamalan Studio. It was in Exton, Pennsylvania, and they sourced all their equipment from a company called Audio Pro. And I talked to them. I said, who's Audio Pro? And they said, oh, that's our pro audio company of Pilsner Schuster. I go, so you started your own pro audio company to sell gear? They go, yeah, but we could source the equipment from you, but we'll get it cheaper from you, and then we'll mark it up and make our money. I'm going, but that wasn't the deal. And they said, well, sorry, George, but that's business. And that always irritated me because I stuck to my word and they didn't want to stick to theirs. So, but in the long run, this Audio Pro that they put together, and these were nice guys, but they kept calling me for advice on what to recommend and how to do it and where to get it. And, I was helping them out constantly, but I was doing all the work. It just, they shaved off a little bit more money to keep for themselves, and I wasn't making much, to do this. And then on top of that, which really, really irritated Roger Quested, because Roger Quested thought, well, they're in Canada, I'll make them a Quested dealer. So, because we've been putting a lot of Questeds in the rooms that they're designing. Well, they took every lead that came in that was for Quested, and they decided to design their own speakers. I think they were called the Maximilians or Max, or it was named after Martin Pilsner's son. And they didn't sound good. And they were speccing them into the rooms that they were designing. And I think one of the studios was St Clair Studio. I think it's the place. I'll see if I can find a picture. But this got Roger so upset. He says, it's not right. We send you the leads and then you try to sell them other things. So The point of this whole tale is sweat equity is good. You work hard, but you have to make sure you're doing it with somebody that is honorable. And I just happened to pick out this company that wasn't very honorable. They make beautiful studios, but read between the lines. They're beautiful studios. So there you go.